Hi everyone. I'm here to show you my Exsanguinate build. So as you can see, we are focusing primarily on 4 different auras and 1 banner. So the first one will be Malevolence. As you can see, they actually grants more damage over time, which really helps with the DOT build of increasing the damage per second. So that we also have to focus a bit more on the raw damage. So that will be using Herald Purity. Then we also will be focusing on defensive layers so that we don't get one-shotted or killed immediately. That will be using Determination, which help us to grant more armor, and also Vitality for the life regeneration. As you know, using this skill actually costs lives per hit, so you want to make sure that you do not die or lose health too much in a single time. Another buff that we'll be using is of course Corrupting Fever. That will be able to inflict an additional, it's a buff that gives us an additional buff to actually do an additional DOT on the enemies to kill them faster. One thing bad about this, it actually takes quite a while to actually ramp up, so that's one thing to note in mind. Then as for the passive trees, you can see that we're actually focusing a lot on the cluster trees, as cluster trees are now very strong in this patch. And obviously, of course, the special um, passives, as you can see here, we have Vitality has increased 100 mana preservation efficiency. This actually helps us to reduce the amount of mana needed and help us to create more auras. And this also in turn also with the champion passive, you can see that we also have the war banner. So you can see inspirational, which help us to create banner skills for using no reservation. This allows us to actually tune up some extra skills, link extra skills to the banner, which we can have, such as increased duration support and the increased area effect. Of course, wouldn't be normal things that you'll be link off, but because of the free links, because of the 100% reservation, why not? Is increased DPS. Then the clusters, normally the cheap ones that we are looking out for now is Better Harden, Furious Assault, and Iron Beaker. As you can see that they are relatively quite good, just giving us 5% increased physical damage, give us additional armor. We can have overwhelm physical damage reduction. Doesn't really help much, but basically it's still a huge physical damage improvement. We have Furious Assault, which is quite good because it helps to increase our cast speed to allow us to attack faster. Then yeah, so now we are actually dive into doing a raid map here to see how it is the clear, so you guys get a rough sketch of how it's being cleared. So here I'm just gonna try a T12 map just for the showcase of the build. It's just a very simple map. Just to show you guys how smooth it is. So once you start and you see your first monster, you can just activate the Corrupting Fever buff. It will almost be a permanent buff as long as you keep attacking, because the buff is refreshed every time you're using life to cast a skill. And also, if you notice that I'm receiving a enduring charge buff, so actually this is due to the small cluster jewel which we have, enduring composure. So what it does is it actually helps us to gain 1 enduring charge per second and every time we are hit. So this is a pretty neat skill to use hand in hand with the Immortal Core, which help to lengthen its buff duration and of course help us prevent from being bursted down in one hit, especially when you accidentally run into a pack. Because this build doesn't have a lot of HP, I think I'm only running around 4k, you want to make sure that you do not jump into packs because you might not be able to withstand the huge damage that's coming from them. Although physical is fine, but you never know, you might run into a chaos field pack, and then because our chaos resistance is still negative, it might not be such a bright idea. Then one more thing is, since every time we run into something difficult or Exile, we can always just pop down a War Banish skill, which will help to increase our damage due to the passive that we allocated. And also due to the champion ascendancy, you can also see that it will also help to regenerate our health. So it's like a quick enduring cry as per se to get out of clutch movements.
I can't do this just yet.
We just want to make sure we clear all the map, as we want to make sure we get as close to killing all the monsters as possible. We also have a Fortify buff, which is another defense mechanic layer to reduce 10% further damage that's being hit to us. So this patch it is quite good in the sense that it does provide us with a lot of new defensive layer for us to play with. Now you see there's a unique monster, normally you just want to pop that down, use your flask, and then just go and slowly kill up the boss. It takes a while to do the DOTs. And it's down. When it comes to Scourge, it can be a bit threatening because monsters are coming out to us from every direction, but as long as they are walking towards us, we'll be able to finish them before they even reach us. When we use our banner skills, we can recover half of the charges that we used beforehand, so we can really put it down again if we ever need to. And yeah, that's it for this build. If you guys want to see more content, just feel free to make sure you subscribe, and thank you so much.